Welcome back, and as Lebo said earlier, we're talking all things food this hour. Now, during the winter period, our bodies want warm and comforting foods, especially junk food, because the weather changes what our bodies need. We know that in this cold weather, all you want to do is just curl up in a warm blanket and drink your favorite hot chocolate with cookies. But of course, you shouldn't be doing that. Karabo Mojapelo, a professional chef, joins us now in studio to explain why we shouldn't overindulge this winter. And Karabo is, of course, from the Chef in Black. And before we speak to Karabo, gosh, I'm so enthralled by what's in front of me. This is just heaven. This is just absolute heaven in front of me. So imagine you eat heaven.
Basically, that is what I try and do. You know, when I prepare my meals, I try and, give a little bit of heaven in some of my dishes. Yeah.
Lovely chatting to you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Man. Okay, just is always the first question I ask.
Yeah.
How your culinary journey started? Is it was it driven by passion, or is it something that you just do for a living?
I think my love for food and cooking has always been there. When I think about, when I was growing up in primary, there was consumer studies, hospitality studies in high school.
Okay.
But I think it really grew when I did my first year in culinary arts. That's where I learned that, food can be a creative art. Because in high school and in primary, in consumer studies, you're taught a recipe that you have to follow.
Yes.
And you need to execute it in a certain way to get a certain mark.
Okay.
So there isn't really room for creativity. But when...
Was it at that point that you decided to pursue it as a career or as a profession when you were still in high school?
No. When I did my first year, when I started in culinary arts, that's when I was like, I like this. I like exercising this creative muscle. And, so that's where I really fell in love with it. Yeah.
What is it about food that really fascinates you, that, made you decide that you want to pursue it as a career and make it your bread and butter?
I think, for me, it's people. I really, really love people. I've got a big passion for people.
Right.
And I think there isn't anything that brings people together like food. It made sense to me. It made sense to me, to be a chef.
And how would you describe your overall cooking philosophy?
Out of the box. That's, I think, my style. I like to be creative. I like to, like I said, exercise that creative muscle. One of my specialty dishes actually is an oxtail boil. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
An oxtail?
Boil.
Boil.
Seafood boil? Have you heard of a seafood boil?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like a seafood boil, except without the seafood. We replace the seafood with oxtail meat.
Oh, right.
Amazing.
Who would have thought of that?
Yeah. So it's just those things that allow me to be creative. I enjoy that. I thoroughly enjoy that.
And speaking of creativity and just thinking out of the box cooking, I guessed what that was. I thought it was tuna, and you said it is actually salmon, shredded salmon.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, shredded salmon on some nice bruschetta, you toast it, it elevates
Okay,
the
so
dish.
you toast it?
Yeah,
and then add a bit of sauces here and there?
Yes, I mixed the salmon in some sauces, and then I laid it on the bread and garnished it, like you say. Right.
Okay, it's often said that, you eat with your eyes before you actually eat the food. So in terms of arrangement, what is it that people get wrong? Or get right, of course.
That is a very good question, actually. I think, for me, it's experience. Experience really taught me how to put food together, and, experience showed me that, what works with what and what doesn't work with what. That's for me personally. I don't know about, what other people would say. But for me, my ability to put food together comes from experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the reason I'm asking this, I saw a picture on Twitter and of some lady trying to impress the husband/boyfriend. I don't know. And then she cooked pap, a heap of pap.
Sure.
And then she inserted drumsticks. Just like lollipop.
But I mean, if it works for her, like I said.
Well, it probably did work for her.
It's a creative
we were laughing,
art.
But it probably did work for her.
Yeah.
The guy was probably impressed.
You see? We will never know. She must come back and tell us how it went. But, I mean, if it works for her, then, shout out. Shout out.
All right. So, Karabo, what's your signature dish?
Meat. I think that's where I shine. Anything.
What kind of
stew
meat?
Oxtail, like
Stewed,
I said. Oxtail,
fried.
bonke.
Okay.
Yonke, do anything that's meat. I think I execute perfectly.
What kind of meat?
Oxtail, like I said.
Like red meat, white meat?
Red meat. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can kill a chicken too. I can make a nice chicken. But red meat is definitely my thing.
Okay, because you strike me as a white meat kind of person. Because yes, salmon, you did the Lord's work with this salmon.
I mean, thank you so much.
Have you ever been, responsible for creating menus? Are you one of those who create menus and then
It comes
just
with
share?
the job. It comes with I am a private chef as well. So it does come with the job. You need to know how to create a menu to, your clients' taste. It comes with the job. You need to know how to do that. Yeah, I have done that.
Yeah, just take me through, being a private chef. I've had other private chefs here, but just what does it entail in your view?
I think to me, being a private chef is basically just giving you a better experience of everyday food. I mean, even if you ask me to make a peanut butter sandwich, I would make sure that I give you the best experience of a peanut butter sandwich. If it means if I must change the loaf of bread, I'll do that. If it means I must toast it or do something, different to give you a different experience of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that is my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you then prepare out-of-the-world cooking from a simple meal?
Research, trial and error, testing, also getting opinions, inviting your family, friends, people that you can trust, their opinions. Having them try a dish or two, hearing their opinion, and for me that's worked. That's really how I got to where I am. It's just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error.
Karabo, I'm sure you heard in my intro, the question that I asked is that why shouldn't we overindulge?
Who said that? Who said we mustn't overindulge? Well, life is short.
Life is short, exactly.
Life is short. Yes, no, do so. Overindulge, guys. Eat. Life is for living. Life is short.
Yeah. And then health meals? How do we, prepare healthy meals without, of course, breaking the budget, breaking the bank?
You know what I think? If you are looking to change your lifestyle, your eating habits, I would say try and find, or rather, don't make drastic changes. I think change the small things, and I think those small things will really make a difference in the end. For example, if you want pizza, you can still have your pizza, but maybe opt for a plant-based base, or maybe a gluten-free base. So it's just those small changes. It doesn't have to be like a whole, now go into your almond milks and like all these fancy things that you don't know. Just make small changes, and I think
there has to be pineapple in that pizza.
No. You were just funny when you said pineapple.
No.
Why?
Why? The tropical flavor.
No. It can't be. No.
You know what's also not going to happen? We're not adding any pineapple to any pizza.
Any fruit, actually.
No, but we're talking creativity here. Huh?
Yeah, but you're getting
what? Maybe I was wrong for saying.
And I don't know about you.
No, ma'am.
Lebo is one who just decides to, what she's going to cook once she gets to the shops.
Yeah.
So she's not yet clear as to what she's going to cook for her family today. Any ideas?
That happens to me sometimes. Sometimes I don't know what I want when I get to the shop, and I'm
so
like,
gently, not knowing what you.
I mean, if and we need something, I'll go to the shop and I'll look and like, okay, there's some sweet corn. Maybe if I can, maybe saute that and make a salad of some sort. If I see chicken, then we're like, okay, maybe I could stuff that. There's sun-dried tomatoes. Sometimes the shop is, where I get my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have
fair
come
enough,
to the end of the program. Enough talking about food.